Hey guys, L2 here from loseweightbuildmuscles.com. I just wanted to show you an amazing quirk about Thailand, and that is the water dispensers. They're pretty awesome, so you can just basically refill your empty water bottles. So the price again is ridiculous, it's like 2p for 1 litre. It says 1 litre, but I normally get 1.5 litres out of these things, so I guess they're not really splitting hairs. I don't even think this one works.
Hey guys, what I was actually trying to show you before I failed miserably were these amazing water dispensers that you get in Thailand. They're scattered around everywhere, so there'll be one within walking distance to wherever you are, and what they do is they dispense reverse osmosis water, which is healthy for drinking, and all you need to do is buy a bottle of water from the 7-Eleven, and once you're finished with it you just refill it at one of these dispensers, and it cost me 2p, so that's about 3 cents for 1.5 litres of water. Pretty amazing.
Hey guys, L2 here from loseweightbuildmuscles.com. Hope you're all doing well. What I want to talk to you about today is water, the importance of water, and just some tips on how you can get more water into your system. Okay, so whether you know this or not, the body is made up of about 70% water. So most of our body, most of our insides are made up of water. This includes things like your muscles, your smooth organs, you know, things like your joints, the lubrication around there, your digestive system, blood even is mostly water. So 70% of our body is water, which stands to reason that you should get more water into your system. Now I'm assuming that you're not getting enough water, like most of us aren't getting enough water into our bodies. But the water is responsible for so many different reactions within the body, so many different processes that are happening within us, and if you're not drinking enough water, you're going to compromise a lot of those things. And obviously we're interested in weight loss, fat loss, or building muscles, so both of those things are massively affected if you don't drink enough water. So for fat loss, you're not going to be able to flush out all the toxins if you're not drinking enough water. So your body's going to have a really hard time metabolizing fat, because if you're dehydrated, your metabolism's going to slow down, and you're just going to really struggle to flush out all the toxins that are part of your fat cells. So as far as building muscle goes, muscle is mostly water as well. So if you're not drinking enough water, you're not going to be recovering the best you can after a workout, even during your workouts as well. This is a really important one for results and your performance. If you're not getting in enough water during your workouts, whether you're training for fat loss, whether you're training for muscle building, your performance is going to be compromised. So I think there was a study done, and it was something like if you're dehydrated during a workout by as much as 2 or 3%, you experience strength loss and performance loss of up to 15%. So obviously I don't know where they get these figures from, and if you know me, you know I'm not a big fan of studies and things like that, because there's too many variables, you know, and there are always a load of unanswered questions. So, you know, studies you should always take with a pinch of salt, and statistics you should always take with a pinch of salt as well. But it does make sense that if you are dehydrated, your body's not going to function as well as it would if you were fully hydrated. So that's a really big reason to drink water, because if you're not performing as well as you can in the gym, you're not going to get the results outside of the gym. So you're not going to get that muscle gain, and you're not going to get optimal fat loss either, if that's what your goal is. So how much water should we be drinking then? Obviously in the UK, our recommended guideline is 8 cups a day. So and a cup is about 200 millilitres, 250 millilitres. So That's obviously a generic figure, it's a baseline figure, it's not going to suit everybody. So for example, if you are working out, depending on the intensity of your workout, you're going to need a hell of a lot more water, up to 1 litre to 2 litres more a day, because you're going to need 1 litre or 2 within that workout. So, you know, your requirements are going to go up a hell of a lot more than the average Joe. So if you are active, if you are somebody who likes to work out, automatically your water requirements are much higher than the recommended 8 cups a day. So you're going to need at least 12 to 16 cups a day. Again, it depends how many calories you're burning in the workout. You might even need more than that. Other things come into it, like your weight as well. So not so much fat weight, but if you've got more lean muscle tissue, more lean muscle mass, you're going to need to take in a lot more water, because your body's going to be burning a lot more calories just while you're resting. So your metabolism is going to be a lot higher than somebody who doesn't have as much muscle mass on them. So again, you're going to need to maintain your body's processes by drinking a lot more water. So again, depending on how big you are, that could be anything from an extra 2 cups a day all the way up to an extra 2 or 3 litres a day. You can drink too much water. Don't let that be an excuse for not drinking water though, because it's very rare that you can drink too much water. If you do drink too much water, it can upset your electrolyte balance within the brain. It has been known to be fatal occasionally, but I'm talking about stupid amounts of water, something like 10 litres within the hour. That's going to be dangerous. But you know, no one's going to be stupid enough to drink that much water. So most of the time you don't need to pay any attention to that danger. So it's much better to drink a little bit more water rather than drink less water in a day. Okay, do other things such as fruit juices and protein shakes or coffee, do they add to your water intake? Are we allowed to include them in our daily intake? Certain things like sugary drinks, you know, fizzy pop, or you know, fruit juices, the sugars within those juices actually need water to be processed and digested. So you can't, it's not a good idea to include those within your water intake. At best, I would say that would count as, if a normal cup of water is 250 millilitres, I'd say that counts as half a cup. So every cup of fruit juice you have, I'd count that as half a cup. Same with coffee. Coffee contains caffeine in it. It's not a crazy amount of caffeine, but caffeine's a diuretic, which means that the more you drink, caffeine is going to flush more water out of you. That's what diuretics do. So they flush more water out of your system. You'll be going to the toilet a lot more. So again, drinking that coffee, it's just going to go through you, and the diuretic caffeine is going to get rid of the water from your system. So again, that's not really something we can include. You can include things like fruit tea. That can be part of your water intake. Other things like flavoured water, I'd prefer if you flavoured your own water. So you know, you can squeeze a bit of lemon into it, squeeze a little bit of orange into it. You know, there are many ways to naturally flavour your water. If you're using a flavoured water from the supermarket, for example, they're going to have extra sweeteners in them. But you know, they have been known to be harmful to the body. Obviously, that's a whole new video, but preferably you want to drink plain water. If you don't like the taste of water, just keep sipping it and your body will adapt to it. If you're having cravings for sugar or fruit juices, if you've been drinking fruit juices for most of your life, then yeah, what you've got here is a craving, and cravings are only psychological, they're not physiological, so your body doesn't actually need it. It's your mind that needs that sugar. What you can do for that is just gradually taper off. Don't go cold turkey, because your cravings are going to be there still. But if you just gradually taper off, so for every fruit juice have a cup of water in between, then you can gradually wean yourself off of it that way. So the body will adapt, your cravings will go. So try not to pay too much mind to your cravings. It is quite difficult, but it's going to be 10 times worth it in the long run. Especially if you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to bulk up without putting on fat. That's going to be really helpful, because the extra calories in sugary drinks are definitely not helping your physique or your metabolism. So yeah, there are certain drinks you can include in conclusion. So you can flavour your water with natural things like lemon, or squeeze a bit of orange in there. You can have sweeteners from the sort of supermarket, you know, you've got the flavoured water. Try and avoid those if you can, because they have been known to be harmful, but it's better than having your fruit juices with the extra calories in. Eventually you want to be drinking your water on its own. Try and get used to the flavour. Okay guys, take care, and remember to follow my transformation and keep in touch on Twitter, follow me on Facebook, and just share this video if you like it. Appreciate the love. Thank you very much.